Perfect. So let's begin. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, the entire team of Pharmacracy. Good morning, Mr. Ameem Fatmi. Thank you for joining us on a Sunday here. This is Pranav Ganatra from PharmaCAD. I would like to introduce you guys to the speaker for today. He is Mr. Ameem Fatmi. He has had a different and a varied experience in education and also in terms of professional career. He has had different stints from different domains, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be very helpful for all of us to learn. Also, Amim has a very interesting story associated with him. I was just going through his LinkedIn profile, and he has a very nice story. And I don't think I should be the right person to actually tell the story, because I won't be able to explain that in the same depth as Amim has written. I would request Amim only to take it further. Just to give you a brief introduction about him, he has done his bachelor's from NIT Delhi. Then he has also done his MBA from XLRI Jamshedpur, and currently he's working as the assistant manager TCS. He's a people's person, as he says, and he has helped more than 1,000 students improve their profiles during this lockdown, and also help them to get placed or to enhance their CVs, or in order to just make sure that they have a better career opportunity in the future. So that's a great activity done by him during the lockdown, and I'm pretty sure today's session will be very helpful for all of us as well. Amim, all yours, without taking much time. And guys, if you have any questions, you can please put it in the chat box. Some of you are watching on YouTube live, put it in the chat box, and those who are in the Zoom meeting, please put it in the chat box. I'm sure Amim will be answering at the end of the session. Amim, all yours. Thank you.
Thank you. And I think that's a very good note to start this session, bringing up that story. So now, yeah, I think my work got easier because it has become very easy for me to set the context of this workshop. So I have never met you. I have never met any of you here. But even before I reach this workshop, few of you have gone through that story and you know who I am. And that is my personal brand that reaches you before I reach you, and that too virtually. So I think with that note, and I will go on explaining that story and how all of it happened. But before that, yes, I have had a very different career line, if you would like to say. My career line has been like a ECG report, sometimes here, sometimes there. So let me just share my screen. Just let me know once my screen is visible.
Yes, it is visible.
Perfect. So I have so first thing first, I don't like to go by the deck, but just to keep things in a structure, just to make sure that I'm not moving haywire, I make sure that I have a deck ready. So guys, let's be a little excited. I know it's Sunday, it's 11 a.m. Few of you must be like, why is this session so early in the morning? It should have been afternoon, so that I should have got up a lot of sleep. I have exactly the same feelings. But I think this session gave me the opportunity to wake up a little early and use the entire day. So first of all, thanks for that also. So when I was talking, and I was told that I have to do this workshop on personal branding, and someone told me that, and then the person asked me on the call, so what is a personal brand for you? And the only answer that I could give is exactly what I said 2 minutes before, is what reaches some place before me is my personal brand. It may be a good thing also, it may be a bad thing also. There may be people who may say that, oh, hey, don't take Ameem when you are recruiting for this particular role, because Ameem is XYZ, right? That's my personal brand. It has reached there before me. And there may be few places where people, even before knowing me, they're like, okay, fine, let's take this guy. Let's just do an interview. Let's do that formality and do some hygiene checks. If all is good, let's consider Ameem for this role. So I think the answer to why do I need a personal brand is very, very important. That's because in this world, which is very, very competitive, if you don't have a brand, so you are the product. First thing that one needs to know is that you are the product. You are not the one creating a product. You are the product yourself. And unless and until you don't market a product, that doesn't reach well. There are a lot of examples that you would have seen where the product is really good, but because the marketing behind that product is not good, that product doesn't sell. So first thing, and I know that a lot of you would be very hesitant. How do I sell myself? Is it not bragging, or is it not? It does that not sound too flashy? All of that, I have been there. I think most of you would be there. But what I would say, just take a leap ahead and just start selling yourself. We will come on to how to sell yourself. So how do I build a top build person? Okay, I mean, you are telling me that we need a personal brand, we need all of this. So how do we go on building that? That is what we would cover. And why LinkedIn? There are a lot of people. So let me give you a very good example. I Most of you may agree or disagree with me. TikTok. Look at TikTok. When I look at TikTok, I see people who are living in some rural areas of India, and we know them for good reasons, for bad reasons. I think that's relative. Few people would like their TikToks, few people won't. But look at the way that personal brand reaches to you. Their personal brand reaches to you. Um, Look at people who are creating dancing videos and then dance audition competitions. They're calling them on to their stage shows, where I think a lot of fortunate people don't reach. But these people in the village, they have a talent, and then they bring it to a platform and they sell themselves. And they sell themselves so well that everyone is buying them. Me and you, who even don't know how to dance, we're liking their TikToks or YouTube shorts or Instagram reels, whatever you call them. If you look at this trend is so big that companies like Instagrams had to introduce reel, because they knew that people are using them, this particular feature of TikTok, or basically TikTok, to create such personal brands. YouTube had to introduce shorts into their feed. LinkedIn had to go ahead and introduce the stories. This is because people are using these platforms to create their personal brands. So everyone thought that why should we stay behind in this race? Let's also give some sort of channels or some sort of platform on our existing platform where people can come and build their brands. So going ahead, uh, just a second, right? So as I was telling you, what is a personal brand? The personal brand is the process of people marketing themselves and their careers as brands. So as I told you, now let me come to that story. So my journey on LinkedIn, it started in lockdown. So I was on LinkedIn since 2015 or 16, or even earlier. I think 2013. I think I was in my undergraduation when I created my LinkedIn account. Someone told me कि यहाँ से job मिलता है, तो make your account. And I was like, okay, ठीक है, job ले लूँगा. But since that day till lockdown, I was not active other than just going and updating. I have started my NIFT, and then I've gone to Red Bull. So it was just, let's say, a notice board for me. I would go and I would write there saying, okay, fine, I'm doing this now, I'm doing that, I'm in this college, I'm in that college, I'm in this internship, I'm in that internship. That's it. That was the purpose for my LinkedIn. But when I came, when lockdown came and I was relatively very free, all of you know that. Sorry for the disturbance in the background. There's some work going around in near my house, so you'll be receiving a little bit of disturbance. So what happened in lockdown was very, very interesting. And I think most of you would agree that suddenly you had nothing to do, right? Colleges are over, you can't meet your friends, you can't go out for dinners, you can't go out for movies. Netflix also, there were no good releases happening in the first few months of lockdown. And you must be bored. I was bored to hell because I came from MBA, I was general secretary there. I had so much to do, and then suddenly I had nothing to do. So I started scrolling LinkedIn. I started thinking, okay, let's explore this particular platform. And I think it was a mere coincidence. I did not have any preconceived notions as to what to do when I would reach LinkedIn. Now when I started going there, I saw that there are a lot of good people who I knew about in Excel, right? For example, you guys are from pharmacy world, so you would have, just to give the name, okay, let's say Dhaval is the CEO of Farm Easy, right? So now, I if I was a pharma student, I would see him on LinkedIn, and I would just wonder how good it would be if I could talk to that person. But imagine you talking to a CEO of a unicorn company. That's not possible, right? Or let's say it's not very easy to happen. So I thought, what is the way? I had such few people in my mind. Dhaval is my senior of college, so I know him very personally. So I just took his name as an example. But for example, I wanted to reach out to someone who was, and I was about to join TCS. So I wanted to reach out to very senior leadership of of TCS. And I also wanted to see that if someone is there from Accelerate. Now I got to know a few people, but I knew that why would they be interested in talking to me? I'm no one. Just because I've graduated from their alma mater doesn't mean that they would go ahead and talk to me. And that's when it struck me that what if I get them something that they also need? Or what if my brand, or what if my name, what if the work that I have done reaches out to them, and then they validate me saying that, okay, this guy has done good, this guy has done this, that, and now he's trying to reach out to me. Let's help him, or let's get in touch with him. And that is how this entire idea of getting active on LinkedIn became. And then was the first time that I realized that I am the product. I am the product and I have to sell myself. And then the most important thing is, what is brand you? What is your brand? And I will also tell one exercise. It's a very common exercise. I am sure you would have seen it, but we would take a new spin to that entire exercise and see how to identify what's your brand. It's very easy when someone like a meme comes and says, please find your brand and you are the product and all of that. But how do I actually find what's my brand? How do I find what's my strength? How, and then how do I use it to accelerate my career? And all of this personal branding you're doing is to accelerate your career. This career may be in a corporate role, or you're freelancing, or something that you want to do of yourself, your own business, any space. But this brand that you're creating is going to help you. So going to the next slide, why is it important? Um, so the first things first, I think it gives you a new identity, right? Now coming to new identity, I have again a new story, a short story to tell, and that is what was being spoken of earlier was also. So I belong from Bihar, right? Um, uh, and all of you would know that till 10th standard or till school, high school level, the education is good. But beyond that, if you start looking at higher education, higher education or jobs, it's not a good scenario in Bihar, I would say. So most of the students, they move out of their home. So after my 10th standard, I went to Aligarh. I started doing my 11th and 12th from Aligarh Muslim University, and a student who is just 15, 16 years old, and he has been sent outside home. A lot of independence, right? And a lot of no one to look after, no one to tell you what to do, what not to do, no parents, no one to, mm, basically no control, right? And I exploited that control to the max. And when you do this, the results are not good. So my 10th score was 96% CBSC. It was not CGPA. So mine was the last board to get this percentage thing. So I scored 96. So my parents thought that at least he would be able to reverse his digits, right? 69%. But I thought that why? Let's go beyond my parents' expectation. So I managed to score 60.25 percentage. This is my 12th percentage. Now, I remember the day I called my father and I told him that I managed to score 60%. And I was happy. I'll tell you, I was happy. Why was I happy? Was because if one marks would have been lesser, I would have been a second division candidate. My percentile would be some 59.75 percentile. So I was very happy that, okay, at least I am first division, because the efforts that I had put was not even worth this. So some teacher must have had some mercy on me and given me some marks. So fine. Now I tell this to my father and I tell him that, okay, this is what I have done. And I remember what my father said, and I think the story that I've written there starts with this. My father tells me exactly this: come home and pull a rickshaw. This is what he told me. That now with this, you have nothing to do. Come to Bihar. People are doing this. Do this. And this one sentence has still stayed with me. When I say this to you right now, I am still passionate about it. That I know the struggles that my parents had made to educate me and all of that. And what did I do? When I was in their control, I did this. When I went out of their control, I did this. And that is the time when everything changed for me. I made this failure my cornerstone and I went ahead. So the story goes on like this: that I am sitting in my XLI interview, and every interview I gave after my 12th standard, in my first year's internship, in my second year's internship, in my Red Bull job, while going to represent India to different countries, to Ministry of External Affairs, every interview I gave, my first question was, Ameem, why did your marks 96 from drop from 96% to 60.25? No one would go beyond this. No one would even try to see that what is the kind of efforts that he has made after that, what has he done after that. Everyone would start with this, and I agree why they, and I know why they start with this. So I was sitting in my XLI interview, and I knew that this is a life changing opportunity for me. If I get into, if some of you are unaware about XLI Jamshedpur is Asia's best MBA college for human resources, and also India's top 5 college overall for MBA. So the interviewer asked me, I mean, why did you drop from 96 percentile, 96 percentage to 60.25 percentage? And 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 I was just happy. I told them, I'm just happy that you asked me this, because there are people who have been rejecting me before even asking this. And all of us began smiling. Or they began laughing, I began laughing. I told them I did not study very clearly upfront. I told them my struggles after that. I told them how I have improved after that. And you would be amazed that people with 99.5 percentile in ZAT did not get selected, but Ameem Fatmi with 94.99 percentile was inside itself. And that's because I knew somewhere, I did not know that there is a very good word, fancy word to it, which is called personal branding and all of that. But I somehow inherently, I knew how to sell myself. I knew how to tell them that don't look at this, look at what's beyond this, look at what has happened because of this. And that is the story that when I posted on LinkedIn, I came on LinkedIn, and I started interacting with people, and I started reaching out to people, and I will come to something very important, which is the differentiator. So I'll come to that in a while. But meanwhile, so coming to point two, it's a very competitive world out there. If people don't know you earlier on, if for example, when I know you, when I read your CV, that does not give you a competitive edge over anyone else, right? But if there is a candidate, I just read his name, and I know something hits me. Okay, this Ameem, he took some of my workshop. The moment that particular thing hits you in a subconscious brain of the recruiter, he thinks, this guy is somewhat familiar. I know him. And that familiarity gives you an edge over candidates who are not familiar, who are strange. Credibility. I think the best example of that is I'm sitting in front of you, right? Someone would have seen my profile on LinkedIn, or someone would have got to know from someone that this is a guy who does some sort of this workshop, let's bring him. And then that person would have told, oh, no, the workshop is good, it's decent, go ahead and get it done. So that credibility, I have not gone out selling to someone, hey, please call me to your initiative for this workshop. I have not gone to anyone, but my work is going to them. People who I have helped, people who I have trained, people who I have had a session with, they are going ahead and telling that, okay, fine, you can invite him. Influence, I think I influence is there, right? If you see someone very powerful on LinkedIn, someone who has a very good following, someone who has very good achievements to back, someone who has had a very good thought process, you or me, all of us go to them, all of us reach out to them to understand what's their thought process. They are the thought leaders we go ahead to. So yes, your personal brand brings a lot of influence. Like-minded people, I think it's a no-brainer, because when you start building your personal brand, and let's say you are someone, let's say you are a graphic designer, right? And you start building your personal brand over any platform, Instagram, LinkedIn, uh, YouTube Shorts, anywhere you start building your personal brand, and you start saying that, okay, fine, see, these are my works that I have been doing. This is the new graphic design, XYZ. You start meeting a lot of people who are into your field. They start reaching out to you. Hey, I really loved your this work, and I think we could collaborate, or I think this is something that you could have done more, or hey, can you teach me what you are doing? So you start reaching people who are like-minded, and then you start becoming part of a community that you have always wanted to be, right? As a graphic designer, you would want that you have a lot of friends who are into graphic designing, seniors, juniors, same age. So then you start reaching out to such people, and you're not doing anything. You're not standing with a board saying, hey, I'm a designer, please be friends with me. You're not doing. And the last thing is being found. Now this being found is very, very important. Why, I would tell you. Let's say this is LinkedIn, right? And these are, I don't know how many, let's say these are those billion profiles or million profiles that are there on LinkedIn, right? One dot means one person. So you are this dot, right? I am this dot, right? Someone else is this dot. We exist on LinkedIn, but I don't know you. You don't know me. He doesn't know me. But this is someone who has built a very strong profile, right? We know he exists or she exists. You know he or she exists. They know he or she exists. This also know. So for all of us, non-existence, we do exist on LinkedIn, but we are non-existent. For us, this person is the one. We benchmark LinkedIn with this person. So, and it's not very difficult to be this person. Yes, it won't happen in a day. It will take some time, but we can very easily. But we can very easily. Just give me a second. I'll talk to you later, please. My there, my young nieces, they are just jumping, seeing me doing this class. For them, it's fancy. Okay, so so we see that it's very easy to be this person, right? And it won't happen in a day, it won't happen in a week, it won't happen in a month, but it will happen. And if we look at these people who we follow, they have also not reached there in a day or a two, right? So let's go to the next slide. So now I was talking about the exercise where, and this is I have captured from some white paper that I was reading a long back. uh, how do you identify what is your personal brand, and then how do you translate it for the world? I know my personal brand, but I can't translate it to the world, then it doesn't mean anything for anyone else, right? So the first thing that you do is, what do you love or what you're passionate about? Fine. So this is what you need to identify. For example, you may love tennis, rugby, reading, digital marketing, tech startups, graphic design, data analytics, traveling, right? All of this, make a bucket list of all of these, right? Then what you're good at. So you may love tennis. I for example, I love football, I love watching football, but I'm very bad at football, right? I don't know how to play football. I just know how to criticize when someone is playing bad. I am those Twitter values, right? I just know this. But let's say I'm very good with data analytics, right? I'm very good with reading. I'm very good with, let's say, traveling. I know a lot about traveling. I know a lot about places. So out of this, there would be something that would start coming. This is a Venn diagram. I'm sure all of you have studied that Venn diagram. So I am good at from this example only. I am good at, let's say, data analytics. I am good at traveling, and I am good at reading. Right. Now, what can you make money from? Now, I can't make money from reading. I am very good at reading, but how can I make money from reading? I can't make money from my reading, right? And I can also, I can if I go. But for me, it looks like data analytics is something that I can make a lot of money, right? Why? Because people want to learn. They want to learn this. I know it. I can teach them, right? I can ask them. Just a second. Can ask them to. So so what we can do is now you understand that what I can make money from, right? Now the mixture of is this here I get data analytics, right? Here I get data analytics. Now this becomes my area or my personal brand. This is the space where I can create a personal brand. This is it. This is it. For example, now I realized now when the person earlier was talking about me helping people, now that number has reached from 1,000 to 3,000. Now what I understood is I'm very good at communicating things, right? First, what I love. So what I loved was I loved helping people, right? I loved talking to people. I love guiding people. All these three things. I took this study on my own. What am I good at? So I realized I'm very good at communication. I'm very good at mentoring. So from this communication and mentoring, I picked up from here, and then I said that okay, what I can do is I can reach out to people. There are a lot of people who, and also the other thing was that I was very good at CV building. In Excel, I had learned this art really well, and even in Excel I used to help a lot of my friends build their CV. So now what I thought is there are a lot of people who, and because of lockdown what I could see is that a lot of people are leaving, losing their jobs, they are losing their internships. And then when I started looking at their CVs, and I think the best example was my own brother. When I started looking at his CV, I realized that there's a lot of things that is missing. He has done it, but he has not written it in his CV. So then I started helping him, and one day he told me, if you're helping him, why don't you go ahead and help a lot of people? And then I just made a Google form and I posted it on LinkedIn, and people started coming up. My first batch was 40 people, and then 50, and then 100, and then now I am sitting at 3,000 plus people who I have helped with my CV workshops, and all of it is free. And I do that because that makes me happy, right? It makes me feel that okay, I have one thing, and I am able to impart that to other person. And in meanwhile I learned LinkedIn, and then both of these got combined. Some in I am Shillong, I am giving CV workshops. In Jamnalar Bajaj I am giving LinkedIn workshops. And what's happening, what's in it for me is I get to build my personal brand. My personal brand is reaching out to places. You don't know that me sitting in Patna, Bihar, I am doing a workshop for people in Bombay, for people in Chennai, for people in Kerala, for people in Jammu and Kashmir, for people in Himachal Pradesh, for people in Shillong, people in Assam. So that is how my personal brand is building. And right now at my age, I don't see that I want to monetize it or I want to build money out of it. I just want to be there, right? When people start thinking 4 years 5 years down the line that let's go to someone for building their CV, I would want that at least 1% of that entire targeted group knows that there is someone called a meme who is going to help us build our CV. That is my overall intention, nothing else. I just want to be there. I just want my personal brand to exist. I want my personal brand to compete with other people, right? That's what I want to do. And you don't know who is going to help you where. That's something no one knows. Maybe someone from you, let's say I'm just picking someone's name, Caf. I don't know Caf, but let's say I'm applying for a job and I'm looking at his CV, and I see that okay, he has done this and that and that. And then I say that okay, Caf, I want to work with you. And then he says that okay, I want to work with you.
Yeah, I think he got disconnected. He'll just connect with us in a moment.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Sorry, guys, for I think all of us are tech slaves. So net's off and we get disconnected. Okay. Starting from where we second. Let me know once my screen is visible, right?
Yeah, it is visible.
Perfectly fine. Okay. Uh, so yes, now I understand that data analytics is where my or similarly in my case, I understood that CV plus LinkedIn, or let's say personal brand, is where overall, if I have to look at umbrella field, I thought that let me reach out to people and help them in their journey. Now, this is not something, the only one thing that I took. Now, what I understood also is that I started looking around me, right? Now, what I saw is that I am a Muslim, and what I started seeing is that people from Muslim community, students, youths, actually, they are not focused towards their career. They don't have any compared to other communities. People still lag behind in education, and I felt that I am very fortunate that despite being in such let's say setting, being from Bihar, where education was not good. It's not that my parents are very from an IIM or an IIT, or they had some sort of that clarity in head what they want me to do, but yet I managed, and I managed this because I had a very great support from my people, my seniors in colleges, my seniors, my mentors, my managers in my previous jobs. They helped me a lot. So I said that let's do two things. First is let's go ahead and help people build their CV. Anyone and everyone most welcome. And the other was that I started reaching out with people from my community who had done well. For example, IAS officers, people from managers in big startups, people with in companies like Facebook, Amazon, at very high positions from my community. And I started telling them that why don't you share your story with people? There are a lot of Muslims who don't get that guidance, or who get misdirected into a wrong position, and because of all of that, there's a lot of negative focus that's happening. And as people from the same community who have done good, let's go ahead, help them with our stories. When I started doing this, then a lot of people from different communities started reaching out to me. I know people from um, uh, a community in Rajasthan. They reached out saying that what you are doing for your community is something that we want to replicate for our community also. So can you help us? So three of us, my one friend from IIM, two friends from IIM Ahmedabad, and us, we had a very long session with them, and then we started helping their community also. So similarly, what has happened is right now we are helping four different communities, and why I'm fixated at communities is because every community has its own challenges. I don't know the challenge of, let's say, a Bhilwara community of Rajasthan. I don't know their challenge, right? They know their challenge. What is the challenge they face in their society? What is their upbringing process? How do their parents think about education and all that? So now this again started adding on to my personal brand. So now what I have done is I have understood my strength. I've understood that this is the bullseye where I have to hit, and now everything I'm starting directing towards it. And what that is doing is helping me build my personal brand. But now how do I define it for the world? How does the world come to know that, okay, Amim is doing this, right? So now this is how you need to frame it. I am a freelance digital artist. This is what you have identified, right? For what? You're so specific. You're saying that I am only for sports brand and sports marketing agencies. Now, when I read this, right? Now, and then let's say it's Rohit Mohate's slogan. Now, when I read this, just this, even before meeting Rohit Mohate, I know that this is his strength, and these two are his areas of the strength. Anytime I have to do something about a sports brand, Rohit Mohate's name would click in my head. I would know, I know someone who is very good at it. I know someone who is good at it, right? Or something like I am an award winning freelance growth. Now, here, what you're doing is you are even going ahead and saying that for this particular thing, I even won awards, right? And I'm focused on digital data and again, sports marketing, right? So this is how you need to come up with, and this exercise is going to take you time. It's not going to be a very easy one. It's not going to be okay, abhi baithe आधे घंटे में मेरे को पता चल गया कि मेरा personal brand क्या. No, you will need to ask people. See, there is a thing called Johari window, right? This is an this is a just take a note of this. Johari window is an exercise that Johari window is exercise. It's a psychological, or let's say in the field of psychology, it's an exercise. What we do is there are some strengths. Strengths are two form. One that is visible. You know that this is my strength. One is invisible. It's your strength, but you never know it. So what Johari window does it creates a link for you. You mark, okay, these 10 are my strength, these 10 are my weaknesses, then these 10 is XYZ. And then you create this link. It's a software. It's a very, 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 very well used software. And what you do is you share this link. You share this link with at least 10 people. This is great. You share this with 10 people whom you know for more than 2 years. Now, when you share this, they start rating you on this, saying that is it your strength or not? Is it your weakness or not? And new strengths start coming in. So after you have shared it with 10, 15, 20 people, now you start knowing it that, okay, these are my strengths that I think are my strengths. These are my weakness that I think are my weakness. But people don't see it that way. People think that these four extra set of things are my strength, and these four extra things set of things are weakness. Now from that you start identifying, yes, let me, from that set of things you start identifying what are you good at, and from that you start identifying what you can make money with, and then you get this gold spot, right? Then you start getting this gold spot. So it will take time, but I'm telling you, this is an exercise that you will love for the rest of your life. So now coming to LinkedIn, how do we do it on LinkedIn? Right now what I would do is I would go to my LinkedIn screen. Just let me stop sharing this. Right, because see, if I just do it, right, My screen is visible, right? Can you see my LinkedIn here on the screen?
Yes.
Perfect. Perfect. So let's go to my own profile. And I will share a document also. It's a document created by LinkedIn itself, which will help you with what all I'm saying. But that's a very theoretical document. But let's give some. Let's go to randomly. Let's go to. I don't know. I don't know who this person is. I'm just going randomly to this person's profile. If you see, okay, now see, I have gone to this person's profile. This is how everyone's profile will look when you go to their profile, right? Now, the first thing that you see, first things first, is this photo. And right now, in this particular person's profile, what I'm seeing is there's an aeroplane and there's a PowerPoint. So maybe something, is he doing something linked to uh, aeroplane and PowerPoint? Let me go. Okay, now then I go to his profile. It's a very blurred photo, right? Fine. Then I go to his name. Okay, it's fine. Then I see his college name. Okay, fine, very good. And then I see what does he talk about. Talks about branding, client relation, business strategy, XYZ. He's account director, brand management, client strategy, strategy and planning, MBA, so MBA. Okay, fine. Now I go to his about section. I see, okay, introducing you to the Shantala. He's the MBA. Then I go to his experience. Okay, these are all his experience. Then I go to marketing consultant. Then I see this marketing consultant. Then I go to this. Then I go to this. XYZ. By the time I go to recommendation, by the time I reach scroll down, I have a decent sense of what this person is. Right now, what LinkedIn does is, if your profile, the way you have optimized your profile, if it helps the viewers on LinkedIn reach out to a logical conclusion, it boosts your profile. It makes it appear. For example, let's say I go ahead and search human resource business partner. I am a recruiter. I want to see human resource business partner. I go to this place, and now if you see this, suddenly, why is Bliss Ethan Thomas coming up? Uh, or if you would say it's alphabetical, so why is this Bliss coming up this Bhavya, and why is Surbi coming in between? This is because their profile is optimized in such a way. This is because just let me go to this particular person's profile, right? He does not have any banner. Okay, he does not have any banner. And then I don't see a lot of things here. Now I'll tell you how do you optimize your profile. You have seen 2 3 profiles. Now let's go to this profile. And the moment you come here, right, the moment you come to my, and it's not that my profile is the best one. There are a lot of people from whom I get inspired, who after looking at their profile I start seeing what to do in mine. The moment you go here, you see that, okay, I mean has these 3 philosophies in life, right? I mean has these 3 philosophies in life. I have given you a call to action, that why don't you go ahead and follow me. And then I've told you these 3 areas which I think are my strength: HR, analytics, and storytelling. At the same time, I tell you what is my brand. I have IT Madras in my brand. I have Excella in my brand. I have NIFT in my brand. I have TCS, PNG, ABFRL, Red Bull, Google, Ministry of External Affairs. Even before going to my photo, I am throwing so many things at you, right? I'm throwing so many things at you. I'm telling you, even if you, for example, maybe you don't like, you hate IIT Madras, you hate NIFT, you may like XLI. Let's say you even don't like XLI. You may like TCS, you don't like TCS. You may like PNG, you don't like this. One or the other thing will strike with you. You don't like any of this, right? You may like this one. You may like analytics. You may be interested in HR. Something is there that's going to click, and I'm just going to bank on that, right? I'm just going to bank on that, nothing else. Now we have done that. Now we come to a profile. Now we see, now there's a story again with this particular thing. So lockdown is struck, my convocations got cancelled, um, and it was a dream for me that I would get graduated from XLI. My parents would come, everything was on place. It was aligning with my friend's birthday. and all of that. It was such a good time, and suddenly government guideline came, everything is locked, no one can meet, and it was on 21st March 2020. It didn't happen because I was active on LinkedIn. I thought, why not use this to tell people that I've graduated? So what I did is, what you see here, this cap is built from paper, chart paper. I built it at home. I brought my Nifty skills into use. This thread also is built at home. Everything, entire cap is built at home. I built three for one for myself, one for my two for my parents. The gown that you see me wearing is nothing but my mom's burqa. So I just turned it opposite way, and I use it as a gown. Because if you see the bottom part of this picture, you will see that burqa very clearly. But this is what I've done. Now, this picture looks like I actually graduated. And I don't know if I can go to that. Okay, fine. I think if you see here now, no, this is not that post. Just what I'm trying to show is, okay, yes, this is it, right? No, 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 just a moment. Something weird happening. Okay, fine. There's something super weird happening. Just give me one moment. Yes. So now what I did was same story what I had done for my this COVID. I I just added few photos, right, and my parents, and I wrote what's my journey all about. I wrote what is this. I've created all of this, and if you just see, this post has reached out to 68,000 people, and just look at the number of comments that people have commented, 341 comments. I could read out to so many people, so many people, and I know most of them. This is someone who was my manager when I was interning at Red Bull. Payal Negi is someone who I see at work. She's doing a lot of career matching things. Aditi Ray is someone who I have trained. Prashant is someone who I have get his job. Shinjini is someone who is a business process lead at TCS, so I know her. So now I am reaching back to people who I follow, who follow me, and and it's not a post saying, "Okay, oh, I have bought my ghar today." It's not a vlog, right? I am telling them my mindset. I'm telling that, okay, fine, this opportunity got taken away from me. I remember, right? See this. I wrote, COVID can take away the stage, not the celebration. What I'm doing with this is, or what I'm doing with this entire post is, I'm telling people that I am an optimist, right? I don't lose hope. This is what, and if you read the comments, a lot of senior, very senior guys would come and tell exactly this. I mean, it's so great to see that you have not lost hope. It's so great to see your optimism. It's so great to see your creativity. And that is what I want them to remember of me. I want them to remember that, okay, Ameem is someone who doesn't lose hope usually, and he's creative and all that. Right. Let's go back to um, the main thing. So what I'm telling is that you have to do this. You have to create a banner for yourself. And you would be saying, oh, Ameem, I'm not very good at designing and all this stuff. Go to canva.com, right? Just go to canva.com. Canva is super duper easy. Everything Canva. Okay. CANVA. I think everyone should know this software. You don't need Photoshop after you know this software, and it's super duper very very intuitive. So there's no excuse that, oh no, I can't learn this. Okay, fine. So now coming to the next section, and that is writing this particular section, this one. What happens is, when someone searches assistant manager, then this thing gets kicked in. If someone searches XLRI, this thing gets kicked in. If someone searches PNG, ABFRL, Red Bull, HR, MBA, TCS, IIT Madras, all of this gets kicked in. First is that it helps the LinkedIn algorithm identify what should they rank you on. It's like an SEO. I think all of you would have heard of SEO, search engine optimization. So you are basically optimizing your profile. If someone starts searching, you start appearing earlier. Also, this gives, even before reaching down, by just reading these 3 lines, it gives them a good, okay, how's Amim's career been, right? This can be my small introduction. He's a manager, assistant manager at TCS. He has done his MBA HR from XLRI. He's also doing something at IIT Madras. And I have not given a lot of detail. Why? Because I want them to be curious, right? I want them to be curious. What is he doing at IIT Madras? What was his role at PNG? And that is what will force them to go down. And then I'm also mentioning that I talk about HR, career, analytics, motivation, and storytelling. And you see, everything is in line. It's not that suddenly here I'm started saying, oh, I'm also a designer. No, I don't do that, right? Now we come down to bottom. Um, uh, then these are my featured posts, right? There are few options if you're writing, and I'll come to why to write, right? Then these are few of my activities that I have done. Now this is my about section. Go go full throttle and let everything be there. It should be logical something, but if you read all of this, it's a very good weaved story, and I keep working on it. It's not key. One day I've written and I left it. Every time I come on LinkedIn, I see this, I read, I change something, I just go to this edit button, I change this and then save it. So this is getting resolved, this is getting better every day, every week I am coming in the ground. If you see, um, I have put things that I believe in. My hands should be here, and why HR? Why not HR? If you see Urdu poetry, photographer, student brand manager, Maldives youth delegate, Aditya Birla Fashion Retail Limited, NIFT, XLRI, HRBP by profession, Accenture Study, PwC, RPG. So if you read this, it tells you my entire story, right? Every single thing. But it's not कि bullet points में डाल करके worked in ABG, worked in Falana. No, it's not a bulleted story. It's an interesting to read. It's not a boring stuff. I try to make sure that it does not get boring. I try to read it. If I feel that I am also getting bored, I change it, right? And then if you know ENFP, so ENFP is my MBTI personality, but then everyone knows the full form of EFNP. Then I've given my own full form saying that I'm effervescent, natural, fun, and passionate, right? And then I give a call to action saying that if you please feel free to reach out and DM for a chat. That's it. So this is very, very important. When you're building your LinkedIn personal brand on LinkedIn, this particular section is your go-to section. This is where you build your personal brand. Now coming to bottom, which is now assistant manager. Everyone writes it, right? This. But what an extra step that you need to do. What did you do as general secretary? Just mentioning that general secretary and head of the student affairs council doesn't help anyone, doesn't help someone who is reading your profile or going through your profile. So you go ahead and tell them, okay, fine, see this is, and see, all of this takes efforts, right? It's not done in one day. If you think, oh, आज बैठूंगा, आज बैठूंगी, पूरी profile optimize कर दूंगी, no, it's going to take you 20 days, sweet 20 days. Do a small, if you do it in one day, you will get exhausted, burnt out, you will never come back again to LinkedIn. Start doing it slowly. One day, pick one section, start writing. So this goes here. If you look at my summer internship, you exactly know, okay, Amin Fatmi did a summer internship at Procter & Gamble. This is the context. This is the business impact. This is his skill segmentation work. This is talent management. If you look at my graduate management training, this is what he did. These are his achievements in that. If you look at my summer internship, this is it. This is so no one needs my resume, and there are 3 more experiences. No one needs my resume at all now. Every single bit of information is there. I have built a resume for myself on LinkedIn. I have built my personal brand on LinkedIn. If you look at XLA Jamshedpur, whatever I did there, IIT, I'm doing my BSc from here, and then NIFT, what I did, what was there. Then comes my, and 2 more education is basically my 10th and 12th. Then I have all my certificates that I have done, right? All my certificates that I have done are here listed here. Then there's one quiz pending. Then how many people think that I'm good at HR? And here also, You see, I've listed those skills where I want people to do. So 19 people say this, 26 people say this, all that. Recommendations I haven't got and I haven't given till now because I haven't been active on LinkedIn for last few months because of my job. What are my honors and rewards? This is it. 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 Fine. Now, how do I know that I am doing a good job at it? So what you will do once this session is over, everyone will go to their own profile. Don't go to my profile. Go to your profile. There will be this more, right? Just click on this more and then click on this save to PDF. Fine. Now what will happen once you do it? And this is how recruiters look at your profile, right? LinkedIn downloads your entire profile in a form of a PDF. And this is your resume. No recruiter reads your profile in the way that we were reading. They just download this. Everything is here. Contact here, top skills, this, languages, this, certification, this, honors and rewards, this, publication, this. Every single bit of information that I've written there is in a form of PDF. And now what you would do is you would go to a website called Resume Worded, right? You go to this resumeworded.com. You get started for free. Let me log in. Fine. Now the same thing that you can do with your resume also, same with it you can do with your LinkedIn profile. You go to your LinkedIn profile review, select this, and what you do is you just go ahead and upload it. The moment you will upload it here, it will tell you a score, right? And that score is basis a lot of LinkedIn profiles that this particular software has analyzed in the past, right? You will get a score. So before you start optimizing your profile, what you do is just go ahead, download that PDF, jump it, push it, remember the score. Okay, fine, my score is 40. And please don't compare yourself with anyone else saying that, oh, my score is 40 or my score is falana, my score is 40. Start optimizing. After you have done some decent good number of optimizations or change of banners, a good profile picture, and updating your experiences, education, do that exercise again and see the score jump. And I'm guaranteeing you that if you all do all of this, your score will jump by at least 20 to 30 marks. At least. Fine. There's another thing that you can do, and that is given by LinkedIn only, which is social selling index, right? You just go to this social, oops, this is fine. Right, you just search SSI and you just go to social selling index. This is by LinkedIn, and you just see your free score, get your free score. Now this tells you where are you in your industry, what is your ranking, what is, and in your network you are where in your top. So for example, if I see in my industry, because I haven't been active for a very long time on LinkedIn, because I'm working on a very extensive project right now, my industry score is this, my network score is this. How well I am establishing my professional brand is 16.25. I have to do a lot more. I was somewhere here when I was active, right? Am I finding the right people? Am I engaging with insights? Basically, am I engaging with, so all of this score has dropped down, but this score is yet way above my network, way above, right? I am in top 16% of my network. So the efforts that I have done is still way more than what people have done or are doing. So you need to do this and keep, and don't focus on a lot of this, but this helps you check if you are in the right direction or not. So that is what I had to tell you about LinkedIn profile. And what I would do is also I would, just a second, also I would share one document with people, you guys, so that it can be shared with all of you. Let me show you that document. Okay, this is the document. Is the document visible? Can someone confirm if you can see this?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfectly fine. So I'll share this document with all of you. This is a document created by LinkedIn itself. I don't know if it's freely available or not. So this document will help you exactly do what I was telling. They have put it in theoretical format, right? Winning profile, how to do skills and profile, create a winning profile, optimize a profile, create a unique URL. I think this is very important that if you go right now, maybe your unique URL will come like LinkedIn 234156 HXCV. No, you can actually go and make it your own name, right? You can customize that. Then are you following relevant channels? You are joining LinkedIn groups? Are you following companies that you want to follow? Are you establishing your network? Are you connecting with them? Are you reaching out to your fellow alumni from your people, from your universities or your colleges? How well are you using search? Are you narrowing down your result? There's a lot of option to narrow down the result of your searches. Are you messaging people? Stay in touch, building your brand, XYZ. This is a big list of things that you can do, and it's not a very big document. I think it's just a 14-page document. So I would urge that you guys go and read this document. And I think this is what I wanted to tell from this slide. Now, I I just want to show this slide for 2 minutes or even lesser than that. Why am I showing this? Because all of this that we are doing is for some sort of job seeking. Either it's going to be in a company or it's going to be your own business, but some sort of it. And LinkedIn profile helps you in a very big way. So there's your resume, there's your LinkedIn profile, and then there's your interview preparation. That is the basic job toolkit, right? That is what you call it. Okay, I have three of these. I'm very confident. Then you need to be prepared with your tell me a bit about yourself answer, right? What you are professionally, who you are as a person. That will define why are you a good candidate for this role. And this you will know only when you know your personal brand, only when you know what is your strength, only when you know what do you bring to the table. And then why me is again. So if you look at that entire interview experience, and be it in the field of pharmacy, be it in the field of HR, any space, finance, the candidate needs to know what he or she is good at. The candidate must be super duper confident on what he or she is bringing to the table. And we have been knowing this for a very long time. It's not something new. ऐसा नहीं है कि अमीम अभी आ रहा है कुछ नया बता रहा है, right? It's just that we have put a word to it saying personal brand. That's it, nothing more. And I think I have shared all this. Fine, let me do this link also. I'll share these links also. Now this is what leads the LinkedIn Boolean search tool. For example, what happens with all of us is that we want to find someone who is in uh, let's say GSK. He must be a director, or let's say a lot of us search for HRs for jobs. What you just do is okay, you search HR BP here, then you now type the name of company, which is, or let's say this is again job titles. I don't want company name GSK. General keywords to include, let's say recruiter. Fine. Now what you do is just go ahead, click on copy, go to your LinkedIn, paste this in the search and enter. It will give you exactly these people, somewhat close. So this software has helped me a lot in reaching out to the right set of people. So that's one software, or let's say website. The other one is Recruitment Geek. This is, I think, phenomenal software. And see, these are all free, right? So it's not that I'm promoting them, it's free. So I use them. Now here, for example, I am looking for HRBP positions in India. I just searched this, right? I'll show you the power. How many people have posted for this particular job? I can just go ahead and see, right? This is so helpful. They have said, okay, this person is HRBP, this person is HRBP, this person has posted for jobs in HRBP. This website is a gold mine. You start playing with this, and then someday you get a hang of it, and then you start reaching out to exactly the right set of people. I use it again a lot. Now I think with this, I am coming to the end of, I'm just looking, did I leave anything which I have to say? Yes, I think now let's come to the most important, most important thing. Fine. Let me go to my LinkedIn. Okay, fine. Now, what I wanted to share with you is, let's see, all of us are existing on LinkedIn. I am sure. Can someone, can all of you come in chat box, or you can unmute yourself and tell me, are you there on LinkedIn or not? Just unmute and say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Was it Shivam who said yes?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay, Shivam. Can I search your LinkedIn here if you are okay with it?
Yes, sir. Actually, I haven't accessed it yet, so you can search it.
Shivam Moria. Let me see. Is this your profile?
No, sir.
Okay. Just let me know which one's yours. Is your profile showing up in these three names?
No, sir. Actually, I guess it's not logged in, so that's why it's not showing that.
No, it would show. If there is this profile on LinkedIn, it would show. But it's not coming up here, right?
Yes, sir. It's not coming up.
That's because, and see, that's what I have. I think again, this works to my advantage, right? Even after going and logging in your name, your LinkedIn is not showing your profile. Just think, what is the use of being on LinkedIn? You have your profile on LinkedIn. You think that, oh, people are going to give me jobs there. But even after, and no one is going to search by your name, right? People are going to search by skill, saying, oh, okay, we need some HR guy, or we need some data scientist, and your name should pop up. But despite that, even if I have pumped in your name here, it's not showing me, right? And then you start identifying, why is it happening? Just look at this person's profile. Shivam Maurya, I wanted to reach out to you, I am able to reach out to him. And that's because, just see what he has done. He has, his banner is for Flipkart. He has clearly said, okay, it's Flipkart. Then it's a small bio. Then IIT Guwahati, all of that. He has done some sort of work here. He has put in this also, license and certifications also there. He has identified what is he good with, and he has some accomplishments, and then that's it. And therefore, his profile is showing up and yours is not, because you would have not done a lot of this. And don't take me wrong, I think you should go ahead and build your profile.
Yes,
Fine,
sir.
fine. So we have done all of this, but now, how do I reach out? Okay, I have optimized my profile. There is my banner, a very good profile photo. Everything is there. Everything is updated. My name, my every single thing is there. Will that help? Will that automatically give out a message in universe saying, oh, today Shivam or Gauri or Preeti, they have updated their profile, why don't you go and look at the profile? No, that won't happen, right? It's not magic that everyone will get to know, oh, today he has done so many changes, oh, why don't you go and look at it? No. So what you start doing now is the most important. If you have to take 3 lessons, I think this should be the first one, and that is, you start interacting with people. When you start interacting with people, then you start sending out messages in this universe saying that I exist. And how do you do that? For example, let's say, let me do something. For example, I'll just show you what I have done. Let me go to my all activity. You'll see what I do. All activity, you just see, it's for example, um you just see, Sad, he posted. I went there and I said, all the best, buddy. I told Sad I exist, right? And someone else would see that I exist. Look at this particular post by your own pharmacracy, for which I'm only. They put it out here. They told the world that a meme exists. I liked it. I commented on it. My brother went ahead and commented on this and said, yeah, a meme does exist, right? I'll show you something more. My posts. Now comes the most important part, and that is my posts, right? What do I post? What is my viewpoint? Just see, this is a random post by me for people who want to join TCS. I just went ahead and said that, okay, fine. And this is an experiment that I am doing, right? I don't usually post any job posting. I am doing an experiment on my profile, seeing that are people willing to see this. 181 17,000 people I reached out to, right? These are the only two posts that you would see me doing for job. 37,000 people, right? This is a workshop that I did for IIM Shillong. 3,000 people only, right? This is 6,000 people only. I am doing a lot of experiments, right? I posted this exactly what I think about people there. You would have seen a lot of posts on LinkedIn, people coming and bashing premier colleges. I came and said why it's wrong or why it's not good to do so. And I see that 17,000 people do like this. I see 42,000 people have seen this, 13,000 people. Now I will tell you something. Let me show you, because until unless people don't see, they don't believe. Look at this post, right? This post I posted 1 year back. This is my story that I was describing to you. Why are you smiling? And 12,000 people have liked this. And just look at the number of people I have reached. 6 lakhs of people. Can I ever reach out to 6 lakh people? No, never. It's not going to happen. I cannot reach to 6 lakh people. That's not in my or anyone's personal capacity to reach. Oh, hello, I am a meme. Hello, I am a meme. No. But this story of mine, this personal brand of mine, reached out to 6 lakh people. And this was a turnaround in my LinkedIn journey. I got in touch with so many good people, and they helped me shape my last 1 year. So until unless you are commenting on people's post and commenting something valuable, not like commenting for better reach or yeah, I think so too, something thoughtful, which gives them an impression that you have read their post, you have a viewpoint on it first, and it gives impression to others who are going to read your comment, saying that yes, this person is actually very thoughtful. This person has given a thought. This person has a genuine point of view, and don't be afraid of doing it. I understand that when you write your first post or your first comment, your one is very hesitant. I was also very hesitant. Oh, are people going to like it? Are people not going to like it? Will someone say I don't have knowledge? Will someone say I will have knowledge? Am I writing something wrong? Am I writing something bad? You will be stuck in this endless loop, but you have to get out of it, write it there. Start with comments. Don't start with posts in all go. Start with comments. You read some of, let's say you read this post of mine, and then you go ahead and just, for example, just look at this person's comment has got 57 likes, right? And 5 replies. Look at this. 4 people are liking his. 10 people are liking their particular comment only. There are comments of mine that have got 250, 230 likes. And it's not about the number of likes. It's about how many people agree with your point of view. How many people think that your thoughts are in line with them? How many people think that your thoughts are good? How many people follow you? How many people think that, okay, time spent reading a meme's post is not time wasted? That is the kind of impression that you have to build with this personal brand, right? There are a lot of ways to build your personal brand. Someone will tell you X, someone will tell you Y, but at the core of it is why you should do it, when you should do it, and how often should you do it. And the answer to 3 of this is you should do it now. You should do it on LinkedIn. You should do it on Instagram, wherever, depending on the kind of skill that you want to push, right? If I want to push, let's say if I have let's say a garment store of my own, right? So I don't need LinkedIn. I would go on Instagram and I would start showing the kind of garments that I have in my boutique. And I would tell them, okay, fine, do this, do that, and all that. But if you're selling some academic sort of skills, then you go ahead and you start pushing it on LinkedIn. So I think with this, I'll close what I have to say, and I will open the floor for questions from your side. And I will be very excitingly looking for the questions, right? So go ahead and share your questions, whatever you want to.
Yeah, guys, if we have any questions, we can please feel free to use the chat box. All those people who are watching on YouTube as well, please feel free to use the chat box. So once there are some questions, I'll just read them out.
Okay. Yeah, I can see a few questions. So many of us not been able to build our resume as we have not been able to do a lot of tasks. So will this affect future recruitment sufficient from our batch? So what according to you are the one requisite qualities one should have so that he can build his LinkedIn profile and do these quality changes for the area of expertise? See, you can wait for your eternity to think that now it's good to build a profile, or you can start with what you have. You cannot go back and change your past, right? You cannot go back and say, okay, I cannot go back in past and say chalo apne 12th ka score acha kar lete. I can't do that. But what I can do is with what I have and what I can have. You should have a very clear thought process on what you can have and go ahead and build with what you can. Don't wait that there will be a good day. um, God is going to come in your dreams and say, tomorrow is the good day, start building your profile. That's not going to happen. You will wait for your entire life. That will not happen. So just go ahead and start building with what you have. And yes, there are requisite qualities. Search for what you want to get into, search for the qualities or skills that are required for that, and then start building those. You don't have it today, but it's not possible that you will not have it any day. For example, I wanted to go to I wanted to build my skills in data analytics, programming, and all that. And being from HR, people would think I'm mad. Why am I looking for building data analytics? But I know it's going to help me. So I enrolled myself in IIT Madras. It's a 3-year long course. But after 3 years, I will have it. I don't have it now, but I'm not sad. I know I need this. I don't have. I'm working towards it. That's the end of the story. So many of us have not been able to build a resume, and we have not been able to write also build your resume. I think I have answered this already. Build your resume, right? Build your resume, and the way you build your resume is you start looking at opportunities that are around you, and you start seeing what you can pick up from there. For example, some internship. Don't go behind paid internships. Go behind good internships, even if they're unpaid. A paid internship but not a good one versus an unpaid internship but a very good one. I would always prefer the unpaid one. So it's just an example, right? You can start something. For example, this pharmacracy, I think it's a brilliant initiative, right? It's a brilliant initiative. Start some initiative of yours, or align yourself with some of the initiative and help build it. What you will learn in this entire process, I think that's going to change your mindset. That's going to change the mindset of others towards you also. So go ahead and do it. How occasional should we update our profiles, like weekly, monthly, or fortnightly? I think whenever you get a chance. Whenever you get a chance. See, you better yourself, right? For example, Facebook was not built in a day. Zoom was not built in a day. So now we all are living in an agile world. You would have heard this word. Agile means you keep reiterating, you keep changing, you keep changing, you keep changing, you keep changing, you keep changing. For example, you look at Windows 11. It started with Windows, right? And now you're at Windows 11. Every year they are bringing something new, right? They're saying, okay, fine, this time let's bring this something new, this something new. So they're doing it once in a year because it's a big product. It needs to be launched worldwide. But with your profile, you can make sure that, okay, every week I'll better this section of mine. I'll do go ahead and this week I'll change my profile, this week I'll change my banner, this week I'll change my experiences, this week I'll change my colleges, this week I'll update my internships. For 1 week, keep one thing and just go at it. How would we differentiate good internships from bad ones? Talk to people who have been working in that company, talk to some interns, search them on LinkedIn, and look at the kind of culture that is there in the company. I think, yes, that's it. You cannot differentiate unless you do that. But what you can do is you can learn from others' mistakes or others' experiences. So you can go ahead and ask them very clearly. I do that. If I and then all of us do that, right? If you are looking for a job, you go and ask people in that company. No, hey, you are working there. How is it? Is it work culture is hectic? Work culture is not hectic. You reach out to them. So just reach out to them. I think that would help. Any more questions?
So yeah, I think we have answered the questions that we have on the Zoom. There are no questions from the YouTube channel so far. So
Awesome.
yeah,
Brilliant.
I think we can
Brilliant.
conclude then with your permission, Amim.
Sure, 100%.
So thank you so much, Amim, for joining us. Guys, just give me a moment before we sign off. Just a second. So there will be an assessment test at the end of this session. Okay, what I want you guys is to take a screenshot of this particular screen. Just give me a moment. I'll be sharing that. Yeah. Okay, take a screenshot of this. There will be an assessment test following this. Based on the assessment test, you guys will be given a certificate for participation for this particular session. And of course, you can stay connected. We will keep you posted for our next event as well. And once again, on behalf of the entire Pharmocracy team and the PharmaCat team, thank you so much, Amin, for joining us. I'm pretty sure the students will have a lot to learn. Yes, they will connect with you on LinkedIn as well, and we'll try to take more inputs from you in the future. So thank you so much, Amin, and thank you so much, students, for joining us. Let's sign off. It's a Sunday, so without taking much of your time, we can close for the day. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for your time. Bye bye. All the best.
Thank you.